Meet Griselda Blanco, the cocaine godmother, nicknamed the Black Widow. The crime world is only designated and thought to be related to men. Wrong, as history shows some women to be more dangerous than men. In this video, you'll meet Griselda Blanco, one of the most feared drug lords enduring the 1970s and 80s, and she was known as the cocaine godmother, or was called the Black Widow. Stay tuned to find out why. It is said that women must work 2 times more than a man to be recognized. But what if we apply this logic not to the world of work, but to the world of crime? To a world where everything is measured in kilos. Let's get started with the video now and explore the world's most dangerous woman, Griselda Blanco. Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update. So who was Griselda Blanco? Let's dive into her rise to power and eventual downfall in this chilling documentary. Griselda Blanco was birthed in Cartagena, Colombia, on the country's north coast. On February 15, 1943, when she was 3 years old, she and her mother, Ana Luca Restrepo, migrated to Medellin. She had become a looter in her early adolescence, and at the age of 14, she fled her supposedly physically violent mother, Blanco, reverted back to human trafficking in Medellin for a few years. Until the age of 20, she later married her first husband, Carlos Trujillo, and had 3 sons with him, Dixon, Uber, and Osvaldo. Blanco was a drug trafficker of the Medellin cartel and an innovator in the Miami-based cocaine drug business and abyss during the 1970s and early 1980s. She was also recognized as La Madrina, the Black Widow, the cocaine grandmother, and the queen of narco trafficking. She was a vital player in the Medellin cartel but fell out with them after murdering Marta Saldarriaga Ochoa, the niece of the Medellin cartel's Ochoa family, in order to evade paying for the delivery of cocaine supplied by Marta. Her strategy was to claim that she never obtained the delivery and that the young woman took it with her. After the young woman's body was discovered on a deep South Florida road, it was fair game on Griselda, and she was forced to flee. Blanco and her second husband, Alberto Bravo, immigrated to the United States in the mid-1970s, adjusting to Queens, New York. They formed a sizable cocaine biz there, and Blanco was put on trial on drug enforcement conspiracy charges in April 1975. Along with 30 of her colleagues, in what was at the time the largest cocaine case of its time. She escaped to Colombia before being apprehended, but she reverted to Miami in the late 1970s. The arrival of Griselda Blanco in the United States from Colombia triggered the beginning of the terror attacks. Blanco was deeply engaged in the gang-turf drug-related conflict known as the Miami Drug War, or the Cocaine Cowboy Wars, which afflicted Miami in the late 1970s and the early 1980s, when cocaine effectively replaced marijuana. The gangsters were subtitled The Cocaine Cowboys and their violent method dealing as the Miami Drug War because of the ungoverned and venal environment created by Blanco's processes. Her supply chain, which encompassed the United States, generated $18 million in revenue per month. Her violent business approach drew state criticism to South Florida, eventually contributing to the downfall of her institution and the rising Miami drug incident of the period. Blanco's readiness to utilize violent behavior against her Miami industry rivals or anyone who incensed her directed constant attempts on her life in 1984. She relocated to California to avoid deadly attacks. She was apprehended in her home in February 20th, 1985 by DEA agents. Blanco was convicted to more than a decade in prison after being held without bail. Despite this, she kept running her cocaine business while in prison. The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office acquired enough proof to convict her for 3 murders by urging one of her commanders. However, the case fell apart due to procedural issues, and Blanco was freed from prison and expelled to Colombia in 2004. She last appeared at Bogota Airport in May 2007, before her death in 2012. Blanco had 4 sons, 3 of whom were brutally murdered in Colombia after being expelled from the United States. Blanco had her youngest son, Michael Corleone Blanco, with her lover, Daro Sepulveda, who abandoned her in 1983 and returned to Colombia, hostage-taking Michael when he and Griselda objected over possession. Blanco compensated for Sepulveda's murder in Colombia, and her son was brought back to her in Miami. Michael Corleone Blanco, her last living child, was placed under house arrest in 2012, after being arrested in May on 2 misdemeanor charges of drug smuggling and conspiracy to commit activity in cocaine. According to Colombian news accounts, 2 gunmen on motorcycles approached Blanco as she stepped out of a food store in her native place of Medellin. On the night of September 3, 2012, according to El Colombiano, 1 man shot 2 bullets into her head. Many anticipated her killing. Blanco is believed to have invented the concept of the motorcycle executioner, who cruised by survivors and spritzed them with bullets. What do you think of the cocaine grandmother? Let us know in the comments and hit the like button. Also, if you want more videos like this, then subscribe to the channel.